my fellow comic book collectors. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I do my Q&A videos where you get to ask me whatever questions you want about comics, and I try to answer them. So I have some really great questions from last week that I'll be answering this week, and if you want to ask me a question that I will answer the next week, please put it in the comments below. There's some really great questions, and this one actually was not a question that was asked specifically in the last week's video, but they asked me during the week, and I thought, oh, this is a really good question that deserves like a bigger answer. So the first one is from What a Science. What's a Science? Okay, so hello, I was wondering what $50 would get me out of your Golden Age collection. Okay, so if you had 50 bucks, what could you get from my collection? Well, I'm going to show you some books that are all under 50 bucks. You could probably get a bunch of these for like $5 to $10. But the point is, I want to show books that you can get that are under $50 that are from the Golden Age. Because a lot of people, when they think Golden Age, they think, oh, really, really expensive. And there are some really, really expensive books from the Golden Age. But there's a lot of really affordable books from the Golden Age. And I'm going to show you some. So I actually got a stack that I want to show. Actually 2 stacks. So just give you a sense. Some of these I actually will be showing in a future unboxing. So stay tuned for that. But you're getting a sneak preview of that future unboxing. This is one that I've had in my collection for a while, but this is Marvel Family number 79. And something like this, which is kind of a low grade, but like 20 bucks, you know, but it's a cool cover. I just liked it. So I thought this was a good one to show. And then the next one is a series that you can get always under 50 bucks, easily, even in reasonable grades, is Joe Palooka. These are really affordable for the most part. So Joe Palooka, and I got a bunch of those, like, you know, they're $5 to $10. You can usually pick them up. Usually in the back bins of comic shops, they'll have these ones for usually pretty good prices. Like, as I said, $5, $10 range. Also, another one that you'd be surprised by, and we're talking lower grades. The grade does matter. So generally, if you find high grades of any book, it's going to be expensive, just like modern age books. You can get a 9.8 of something nowadays, and it's going to cost you $100, even though it's just a brand new book. The same applies to the Golden Age. If it's a high grade, well, you know, it's going to command more money. The standard, though, of what is a high grade for the Golden Age is a little bit lower. So anything above like a 6 often goes for a bit more. But below that, you can get some pretty good deals. So I'm going to show you some other books. Walt Disney Comics and Stories. You can buy these all day for $5, $10. Usually not expensive. There are some key issues that kind of will differ from that. Like Carl Barks, any of his artwork will generally go for a bit more. But you can still pick up a lot of these Disney ones. Like, I'll show you a bunch. Like $5, $10. And again, it really depends on grade. I mean, I'm talking like lower grades, like, you know, like a 3, 4 range. Still, like, I mean, presenting well and, you know, reasonably good shape. Another series that you can pick up, and again, this would be in lower grades again, is Lorna of the Jungle, Lorna Jungle Girl. And I can pick these up for usually under $50. They're right around that mark, though. But you know, in a 3.0 probably grade range, you could probably pick them up for about $50. So these are ones you can pick up. You can even pick up some horror titles, and I actually paid exactly $50 for this one. So this is stories that will hold you spellbound, and this is Marvel or Atlas. Horror, pre-code horror. So you can pick up pre-code horror even for under $50. Or in my case, I picked it up for exactly $50. Another one that you can pick up this one is actually, the one I'm going to show you is not Golden Age, but these crime ones is the point that I was trying to make. You can pick up crime ones like Real Clue, you know, Crime Doesn't Pay. There's like a whole bunch of the like Golden Age crime story ones. Like, you know, these are around the 1950s. You can pick them up for anywhere from $10 to $50 range, you know, for a mid to low grade. So just wanted to show that. And then there's always ones that are kind of these quirky series that you can pick up, like that just aren't popular. Like I can even show you this one. I paid $5 for this. It says 15. That's Canadian, but actually I paid 5 Canadian for it. So these are just like kooky. Like it's not a series that is well known. Another one that is more well known, but again, I paid $5. I paid $5 for these. These are like, you know, Super Duck. Now Super Duck #1 and Super Duck 22 are more pricey because those are key books. But for the most part, most of the Super Ducks are pretty cheap. So Super Duck is, I was paying $5 each for these. So a bunch of Super Ducks. Now I'm putting them out of order. 1 sec here. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so Super Ducks. Really affordable. Kind of fun cartoon stuff. Another one that you can pick up really cheaply is Terry Toons. Terry Toons, Looney Tunes, those kind of books you can pick up really, really cheaply. So I don't know. I hope these are some good examples. So Captain Marvel is another one you can pick up pretty cheaply. Some Whiz comics in the later, not the very end, but sort of mid to late numbers you can pick up pretty cheaply. Some, you know, like what's it called? Here's another series. Actually, I'm going to grab one more. And this is one I'm picking up. I like this series. This is Nyoka. And you can pick up these really cheaply. Really, really cheaply. $20. You know, for Golden Age kind of cool books. I'm trying to get the whole run. That's me. That's the style I do. But yeah, it's just a really cool little run. And as I said, you can pick up these books so cheaply if you know what you're looking for. And it doesn't mean that they're bad. They probably won't go up in value very much. But every so often you can pick up ones that are not only affordable under that $50 range, that do go up in value. You know, it's just because they're cheap now doesn't mean that they'll always be cheap. A good example of that is Popeye. It is actually very sad how inexpensive Popeye books are from the Golden Age. They're just really, really cheap. Captain Marvel's the same way. Historically, they've been cheap, but they have been kind of climbing recently. You know, so there's a lot of stuff from the Golden Age that you'd be shocked how inexpensive they are. Okay, so that's that. Hopefully that answers that question well. I'm gonna show some more stuff. Mustang Orbit wrote, thanks for the info. Do you have any chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Afterlife of Archie comics, also Shudder and Vampiress Carmilla? If not, there are some covers that may be of interest. So basically, I do have Shudder and Vampiress Carmilla. I have all the ones that they produced. It's the same company. But I have them kind of in a really awkward spot. Like it's like layers of stuff that I have to go through just to pick them out. I don't know why I put it that way, but they're really buried. So I'm not able to show those, but I am able to show the Afterlife of Archie books. So I was figuring, hey, I'll show those. That'll be my way of compensating for not showing everything here. But I do have the other ones. But for the Afterlife of Archie, actually, I have the complete series. So I'm going to show you all of them. And I'm going to show you one that people don't realize the significance of this book. And it's actually kind of a key book. This is it's almost like a magazine. It's kind of like this large size one. This is number 23 of Archie. Kind of like a magazine, Archie Comics, number 23. And this is the first appearance of Afterlife of Archie. Okay, so this is before there was an actual series of Afterlife with Archie. It was in this kind of magazine style format, or oversized comic, I should say. And it's kind of has that sort of golden age look to Archie. And it's kind of a cool comic. So, but then they went into the regular series, where they actually was Afterlife of Archie series. And I'm going to show you some kind of cool covers at the end, but I'll show you the complete run. So there's number 1, which is kind of cool. And number 2. And mine is actually autographed by the writer. So this one's got a little signature. You can see it right there. Or artist. I'm not sure if it's artist or writer. Autographed by Francesco Francavilla, whoever that is. I'm not sure if that's the writer or artist for this book. Okay, then we got number 3. And it was a very good series, actually. I really enjoyed the Afterlife of Archie series. I'm a big Sabrina fan, so, and she plays a major role in getting this whole zombie apocalypse started. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And that's the series. And then there was some additional covers that were kind of cool for Afterlife of Archie. So one of the artists that did these like variant covers was Andrew Pepoy. And he did some really great ones. So I actually have a slab with one of his covers. And again, this one was signed. So I guess Francesco Francavilla is the writer for the Archie, Afterlife of Archie series. And this is signed by both him and Andrew Pepoy. But yeah, so really great cover, actually. I really like them. They're all kind of these like lingerie covers. I'll show you some more that he did. There was just like a few variants that he did. And I'll show you the whole, there's like 4 variants that he did. So there's this one, kind of nice. Zombies attacking them as they're watching TV. And then there's this one, kind of like a Sabrina lingerie cover. And then a Veronica sexy cover. So these are they're kind of cool. His like variant covers. I like that series, so. Okay, it gave me a good reason to show them. Okay, so the next question is from Martin Bow. And he asked, what do you plan to do with your collection? Sell it off? Leave it to a family member in your will? I have a sizable collection with many keys, but I can't bring myself to sell it. So it's going to a family member in my will. So the way I'm going to do it is actually a couple things. My collection is kind of overwhelming, really overwhelming. Probably like a lot of you out there, like, you start amassing comics. Like I have like about 20,000 comics in my collection, and that is a bit much. I almost feel guilty to the person that's going to inherit it because, it can be a little bit overwhelming. My plan is the following. I do plan to give it to like a descendant, like either my son or my daughter, or both in joint, that they would get it. But my plan is also to give them the information that they would need to sell it. So if they just want to just sell it all, let them sell it all. But that's their decision. So I'll let them kind of decide that. like in the will, but I'll give them the information that they need to do so easily. So one of the things that I told my wife is, like, if I ever die for whatever reason, like surprise death, you can easily sell the collection by taking it to like something like a heritage auctions or something like that, where you won't get 100% the value, but you'll get probably like 70% of the value, which is kind of key. So yeah, so that's probably what I would do, like just have her auction it off and then use the money to help with the fact that I'm no longer around. So yeah, it's one of those things where I really want to leave it up to them to decide what they want to do with the collection. If they want to keep it, that'd be even cooler. I don't know if that's the case. I think strangely, my daughter was being like, I was talking about it and she was like being really nostalgic about it, like as if like this would be like selling me off or something like that. So you never know, they might keep my collection. I think that'd be nice if it kind of has like that legacy thing and it's passed down to future generations. But I'm going to let them decide. So really, the other option was to bury the collection with me when I die, but I think realistically, I'm going to give it to my children. So next question. Comic Book Ninja. Great video. Eric July, or Youngrippa, is actually libertarian. How many Isom #1s did you order? Okay, so last week I was talking about Youngrippa, and he started his own comic line called Rippaverse. And I mentioned that he was like kind of conservative or more right-leaning, and I would still stick with that. So I don't think he is a libertarian, but a libertarian is generally somebody who nowadays would be considered right-wing because the left wing of our society has gone so far extreme that even Marx would probably be considered right-wing at this stage. It seems like they've gone a little bit off the deep end in terms of the left. Like I was commenting on somebody's video recently where they they were saying how they left the left, and I was listening to their views, and a lot of the views I agree with. Actually, I would have considered myself a little bit more left-leaning at one point as well, like when I was a bit younger. But I was thinking that her viewpoints, even though she considers herself right-wing, would be kind of left-wing, like maybe only 10 years ago. So it's the political compass has really swung so extreme that it's really weird. There's actually a cute meme where they show like the right wing and the guy's just standing in the same spot, and then the left wing has moved so far to the left that it looks like the guy that was really not really right wing, more centrist, looks like he's now far right just because the left has moved so far. But I just wanted to address that point. But to answer the second question, the actual question, Isom is the book that he's publishing. So this is kind of like a guy that's sort of reacting against the woke ideology that's being pushed in comics today. And he's just making a comic about something that's fun. Just comic for making a good story. And so I thought I would support him, and I bought one copy, which was expensive actually. It was like 20 some odd bucks for just a one issue. So yeah, I only bought one issue, and it was a cover B because the cover A's were sold out by the time I tried to order it. But I like the cover B better, strangely. The next question is Matt Blogs wrote, have you seen the Not Brand Echh #7? It parodies your beloved Super Pets on the cover, including McSnurtle, one of my favorite characters, McSnurtle. They probably inside the book too, or they are probably inside the comic book too, but I can't confirm that. An excuse to show off any issues of this that you may own. Well, actually, I don't own, at least I don't think I own any Brand Echh comics, But because of this question, I went out and ordered number 1 and number 7. So I thought they were kind of cool. So I did order those, and they will be in a future unboxing. But I want to show a little bit of McSnurtle, just because I love McSnurtle. So I'm going to show some McSnurtle, and I'll go on to the next question. So I do happen to have McSnurtle's first appearance, which is in this book, Funny Stuff #1. And I'm super excited to have this, because it's not only his first appearance, but it is a 9.4, which is the highest graded on the census. There's only one of these on the census that's this high grade. And so it's the highest graded copy. And I own it. So yeah, and it's a pedigree as well. So a bunch of things going on for this book. So yeah, I am a big McSnurtle fan. So you're probably wondering, who the heck is McSnurtle? Well, he is like this turtle that is the super pet for the Flash. And when he is in his like transformed form, he looks like this. I'll show you. There's McSnurtle right there. And this is actually his first cover appearance as this terrific, what's it? So yeah, so this is McSnurtle right there. And this is Captain Carrot #9, his first cover appearance as the terrific, what's it? So he actually made a cover appearance as McSnurtle in Funny Stuff #3. So that's a little bit about McSnurtle, probably more than you ever wanted to know. But yeah, a little bit about McSnurtle. Okay, so next question. And the last question, actually, is from Janet Bailey. I don't think his name is Janet. It's a guy. He writes me often. He always uses all caps. So Janet Bailey. But I don't know if that... I think it's his wife's name, and he's just using his wife's account. He wrote, "Dear Comic Geek, besides collecting Silver and Bronze Age Batman and Superman, I also collect JLA and TV horror and sci-fi comics." And oh, so his name is really Gary Bailey. Okay, so he actually writes it here. What do you have in TV horror and sci-fi comics? So I'm going to show you some TV horror and sci-fi comics that I have in my collection. So I have a bunch, because I'm a big TV horror and sci-fi guy. I really like horror TV series, and really love sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi guy. So I'm going to show you a bunch. I just have to find the stack. Yeah, it's right behind me. So we're going to start out with the big ones, like strangely enough. Obviously, the big sci-fi one, the show that I loved the most as a kid, is Star Trek. So this is my Star Trek #1. Big fan of Star Trek. This is, to me, the kind of the big like sci-fi series of all time for TV. So this is Star Trek #1. And some more sci-fi that I really love, The Outer Limits. And actually I enjoyed all the series of The Outer Limits, except maybe the more recent stuff where it became a little woke. Sorry, but it was a bit woke. This is issue number 17. It's not the #1 or anything, but it's kind of a cool one. I actually have, like, this one I bought, and they said it's #1, but it's not #1. This is Twilight Zone. This is the first gold key version of the Twilight Zone. But the actual first Twilight Zone is this one. And it's Dell 4-color 1173. It's the first Twilight Zone with Ron Sterling. So this is kind of cool. This is from 1961. And then a series that I really liked, and it didn't... I wish it had lasted. But when the main guy left it, it kind of fell apart. But I really love this series. Sliders. I was a big fan of Sliders. What a great show. If you haven't watched Sliders, like, watch the first season. It is just brilliant. Really great show. I can't speak highly enough of it because it was just so great. So Sliders, #1. I have like the whole comic series for Sliders, like all the Sliders ones. Another series that I liked was the X-Files. Everyone, knows that one. So this is X-Files #1. And then we got another show that I kind of grew up with that was kind of cool. Battle of the Planets. It's kind of a cool one. I really like. This is the first appearance of them as well. Another series that I liked, this is a cartoon series, but it's sci-fi, is The Jetsons. I was a big fan of The Jetsons. I love them. I think they're the greatest. So The Jetsons. And I was a big fan of another series, Buck Rogers. So this is Buck Rogers #1 from Gold Key. And then the last one is Space Ghost, another sci-fi kind of space-orientated show. So there's actually a lot more that I have in my collection for sci-fi and horror. Like I actually have a pretty good collection of all these TV-related ones. I have a long box devoted just to those, like Dell 4-color and sci-fi horror stuff. So I have a pretty intense collection, actually. My whole run of X-Files and stuff is in there as well. So yeah, I'm a big sci-fi horror buff. So yeah, I hope those answers that I provided were good answers for everybody. And if you have a question that you want to ask me, put it in the comments below. And please subscribe to the channel and like the videos and all that kind of stuff. Also, don't forget that I am doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and that will be in the description as well, that you can sign up for it. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and like the video and comment on the video where the 2,000 subscriber giveaway is. It is in the description. All you do is click the link, go to that, and basically watch the video and fill out the little form, not form, but just like leave a comment. That's what I'm trying to say. Wow. Thank you for watching. This was a long video because I just filmed this video right after doing a massive unboxing. So I'm a little bit tired. Wow. I've just been talking for the last few hours. So it's been interesting. So some of the stuff that I just showed you was from that big unboxing. So that's going to be a really cool video. I'm super excited for people to see that one. So thanks again for watching. Bye for now.